So, in our last class, I forgot to explain to us the rules for naming variable. So, I said in variable, a variable can only be start with alphabetical order or an underscore. So, in our last class, and we use alphabetical order, which is A. If you remember that, I put A here, and inside the print, I put A as well. So now you can use other things to declare a variable. So now this A, I want to change it to an underscore, and this print A also to underscore. So this underscore now is a variable, while this 25 is still the value. So I want to run and see if it works. Do you see? It still work. We still have our 25. Okay, so let's clear the screen. CLS. So that you can use alphabet or an underscore to declare a variable. And number two, I said variable should not start with number. Example, you have something. Let me clear this. Okay, let me just run another code here. Let's say 12 is equals to 45. Print 25. Print 12. And as you can see, this our 12 is showing a red color under. That means, can you see, syntax cannot assign to literal A. Maybe you want equals to instead of equals to. Do you understand it? This 12, this 12, that means number cannot be used to declare a variable. So, and that red showing under that 12 is telling us that somewhere in our code is not making a sense. So we are just going to clean it. So, and number three, variable should not contain space in between. Do you understand? Let me comment this out. This indentation won't take time, so I just want to explain to us more about this variable. So something like this, maybe you want to use a character. Now say Paul is equals to 3. Print, now open a bracket. Paul, it's not going to work. Can you see this red is telling us that our code is not it. So let's just run and see what the issue. Can you see? Say file syntax invalid syntax line 18. Can we see? So that's it. It cannot work. That's the rule for naming is what? A variable. So let's just clean it. Okay. And number 4, and it should not contain special character except maybe an underscore, something like this. Maybe now said Paul, something like this, equals to maybe 5. Enter. Sorry, should not contain special character, maybe like emoji or something like this, and so on. And so on. It should not contain something like this, so it's not going to work. No, can you see? It is not going to work. Only you can only use underscore. Let's say Paul, and I do something like this, comma, equals to. It's not going to work. it's not going to work. So it's an error in naming a variable. And finally, Python keyword should be avoided as variable name. Python keyword should be avoided as variable what? As variable name. An example of Python keyword are like if, else. Those are Python keyword for in, not, what and what and what and what. Okay, and print. I'm trying to remember. Print, type, min, like minimize, maximize, etc. etc. Let me just put it there. So let me just comment this part out in case you want to. Let me just name them in case you want to put them down. That is a very Python keyword. So I'll just comment them out separately, so you'll be able to put them down in case. So what they are trying to say now is that maybe you want to you want to assign a value to a variable. You now said if equals to maybe something like, yeah, that this, can you see under after if there should not be equals to, so the code is not going to run. And that's a print if the code is not going to run. Let's check it out. Can you see invalid syntax? So let's just clear the screen because of our time, and I hope you guys are understanding me. So all these Python keyword, don't use them as your variable name. You can use name, you can generate name, you can use A, you can use B to Z, even you can use A to Z. Well, if you not put any special character except from underscore, you can do that. But if else, for all those Python keywords should not be used to declare a variable. So in that case, let's move to our today's topic. And I said this is how to do it. New file, once you click on it, and today we are going to indentation indentation dot py. Click on enter. Now we have another one. So once you click on this variable, it will show this. Can you see? But once you click on indentation, we have another one there. Do you understand? So in indentation, I just do like 2 or 3 examples. You understand? And I will explain what indentation is. Indentation in Python is crucial because it defines the structure and flow of the code. Indentation is used to define the structure and flow of the code. You know, some programming language they use an underscore, like is it, I think it's C++. Yes, they use an underscore, but in Python here you just use indentation. And what do you mean by that? Example 1 is, I said I'm going to give like just 2 examples. Like example 1 said if, so in indentation this is where we use if, else, if not, elif, and if. So in indentation we use them. Now if 1 is less than 6, so at the front of the code you put full colon, then you click on enter. Can you see it's leaving his piece before writing another code? Then I said print, then you want the printout, so you have to put a quotation mark, either single or double. So I'm going to use single quotation mark. If 1 is less than 6, print 1 is less than 6. So now go and run your code. Run it here. Can you see? 1 is less than 6. So that will be our output. That will be our output. So let me just do one or two more example before we go. Only one. Let me just do. You can see it's now leaving a space. Then you want to write another code, then you just use a backspace to back it to the one you've done. So let me just think of another example we can do about an indentation. I'm just looking for another example we can just treat before I call it a day. Okay, now if 10 is greater than is greater than 5, then put your full column. Click on enter. Print then open a bracket, put your quotation mark, either single or double, print 10 is greater than 5. Then here click on enter again after writing the code. Then backspace it. Click on backspace. Then said S. Then put your full column again. S. Print then put your quotation mark. 10 is less than 5. So now maybe this 10 is greater than 5 or this 10 is less than 5. We want this one to choose. Maybe 10 is greater than 5 or 10 is less than 5. So if 10 is greater than 5, that should be what the interpreter will print out. But if 10 is less than 5, that's why we use else. If 10 is greater than 5, then say 10 is less than 5. So let me comment this out. Let me comment it out with hashtag. So now let me clear the screen. CLS. Now let's run. Can you see 10 is greater than 5? Can you see 10 is greater than 5? So one more example before we go. CLS. Let's clear the screen again. Now put 2 here. 2. Can you see? So first time say print 10 is greater than 5. S print. So we are going to put 2 here. 2. So which one are we expecting the interpreter to print out? Since we know that 5 is greater than 2, that means you should print 2 is less than 5. So let's check. Can we see 2 is less than 5? That means 5 is greater than 2. Very simple. Very very simple. And for those of you that have been in my class and maybe after running this code is not saving, then you write the code and this, and you come here, maybe you said indentation blah 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 dot py, then you click on enter, then nothing is showing. After running the code, that means in your setting you've not saved it to save, you've not done it to save permanently. Then you click on Ctrl S for the code to save. You click on Ctrl S. So if not, so let's go to settings here. Let's go to setting where you can be able to set it to save permanently. Oh my god, I'm coming. So this setting, so this is where we are going to save it permanently for the can you see here, can you see here, once you click on setting, can you see something like file auto save? So if it's not there, if it's off, so choose after delay. So this after delay, that means after you run the code, after when you run the code, it will auto save itself, and once you click on running the code, it will give you the output directly. So that is that. And now, thank you so much. This will be the end of the class. So in our next class we'll be moving to unpack collection, but before we do that, we are going to explain to ourselves type of cases that we have in Python. Thank you very much. Do well to like my video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on the notification bell for more content like this. Thank you very much.